So they're sending for the only man who can help. Jim Carrey is Ace Ventura, pet detective.
So, Josh, you picked Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls. For those who haven't seen it, this is a sequel to Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, in which Jim Carrey plays a pet detective who's investigating the disappearance or kidnapping of various animals. So this made for another interesting episode, as we have quite differing opinions on this film, but it does always make it interesting. But you picked this one, so tell us a bit about why you picked it.
Yeah, so I picked this one for a few reasons. One, because we're always arguing about whether or not the first one or this one are the better one. It's this one, by the way, if you're watching. And secondly, it's one of those comedies I always come back to. So I know it's not a masterpiece, but I've got a lot of affection for this film. But I looked up the critical reception when I was looking at films to choose, and it's quite harsh in my opinion. So the critics on Rotten Tomatoes gave it 21%, which I think is a little bit too harsh.
Nonsense, poopy pants!
I think it's really, really funny. And look, all comedies are subjective, all films are subjective, but for me, I think this is really funny. It's daft, it's silly. I am all for highbrow comedy, but I do think there's something to be said for something that's just really off the wall and quite out there and quite daft. In terms of the execution, I think it's quite a good concept. The idea of a pet detective has so many possibilities. And the way it's done is almost like a live action cartoon. And then that brings me on to the second point, which is Jim Carrey's performance. I mean, it is all on Jim Carrey. I think it'd be kind to say you weren't as keen as me. Tell us a little bit more about what you thought.
So in general, I don't really like this film. I don't really understand what people mean when they say that it's better than the first one, but you're not the only person I know who thinks that way. So maybe I'm alone in that opinion. Some things I did like about it. So some of it looks fantastic. Some of the sets, some of the locations, some of the costume, and even the way some of the shots are framed are really clever and have a huge impact when you see that on the screen. Like you've already said, Jim Carrey he's incredible in whatever he does, in my opinion. I really rate him as an actor, and he's giving his all in this. I just don't find it funny. The gags are relentless, but for me, it feels like it's all punchline and no build-up. So it's all these really silly, really big, over-the-top moments that I just don't really find funny at all. And I feel like I'm missing out by not finding it funny. I think the script is pretty weak. I don't think the characters are developed anywhere near enough, especially when you think about the first one.
Even though you don't like it that much, surely 21% from the critics, is that harsh, or is that about right for you?
That's appropriately rated for me. That is probably what I would give it, I'm afraid. But I know you think it's underrated, and I know that a lot of people think the same as well. So, where does that leave us?
Call it a draw?
Call it a draw. There we go.